Hey, welcome back to PETEPLAYS. We've been off for a while. We've been taking a hiatus, but no longer. We're back. We're back with Lightning. We're playing Final Fantasy 3? It's really Final Fantasy 6. Don't worry about it. I'm certain I will remind you at the beginning of every single episode. So, this is the prologue. We played this game before on PETEPLAYS, and you know that, and I know that. Well, I hope you know that. All 7 of you watching. Maybe 2.5 years ago, played Final Fantasy 6. Had a really great time. Had a good, strong 50 episodes. I remember because I believe the name of the last episode was Hot Pile of Garbage 2020, which turned out to be prophetic in a kind of way. But here's the prologue. Magic happened, big battle, but then magic died. So I was playing Secret of Mana, and I kind of got a little stuck, and I got to this point where I was just like really busy and stressed out, and like, can it be that the pattern of virtual senseless mistake? Can it be that those in power are on the verge of repeating a senseless and deadly mistake? Seems more and more likely every day. Yeah, I just kind of got frustrated with the game, and it kind of made me get to a place where I didn't want to play it, and where it sort of became a chore to do that, and I don't like that, and that's not the point of playing video games, and that's not the point of my channel. Vix, who is supposed to be Biggs, yeah, that's not what I'm trying to do here on PETEPLAYS, and I think that was the reason for the long hiatus. I just got caught up in a lot of the work I'm doing and a lot of the things that are going on in life. And I don't want that. I want to put out things that are fun, and I want to have fun myself. And I thought, what's a really good way to just kind of bring back the spirit of PETEPLAYS? And I thought, I'm just going to replay a game that is just a really great one for me, and one that I thought deserved a replay. My first thought was honestly Donkey Kong Country 2, because that game to me is just infinitely replayable. Mode 7! But I was like, no, I've done that a few times. I've done some streaming of it. And I thought, what is one that I can just... I'm not going to run into problems with the sort of like getting technical about the gameplay, right? Like, I think that's when I get frustrated about the show, is when like the game becomes obtrusive, and that's the way I feel about games in general. When the game becomes obtrusive as a game, I like games either or both as a story or a set of challenges that kind of progress from one another. But when a challenge becomes isolated because of your inability to overcome it, it breaks itself off from the narrative of challenges. And I think when we enjoy something like the challenge of a puzzle, or like the challenge of like a puzzle game, it's because there's this sort of like order of challenges that kind of like go up and down, almost like when you get on the treadmill or like the elliptical machine and it does the like hills thing, right? It's like harder, and then it gets a little bit, then it gets harder, and then it kind of, right, there's this sort of flow to it. And when you get stuck on one particular problem that just doesn't really seems really intractable, it kind of sucks that out. You get caught in that sort of one moment of ongoing nowness that just kind of makes it not fun anymore. So I wanted to come on back to something that wasn't really going to happen that way because of my familiarity with it, because of how many times, I think I've beaten this game 3 times. And Ted Woolsey! I just thought that would be a good way to sort of get back the spirit of P-Plays. And that's what I'm going for. We're trying to come on back to it. So let's do it. Oh, I don't have the sprint boots. Oh man, can I go in? Hello, I want. Oh, machine riding self-important swine. Take this. I think I have to remember that the A button is. Oh yeah. Okay, we'll do that fire beam. Oh, we only have. I was like, why can't I? Yay! Why can't I do a melee attack? Ain't no melee attack here. That guy ran away. Oh. Not even Narshi's safe anymore. Oh, they're trying to get me. Pincer attack. Oh, maybe not. Time to fight the bad guys. They are bad guys, and we will fight that with fire beam. Some things never change. I would love to see a supercut of all the times that I have started singing that battle theme with time to fight the bad guys, they are bad guys. We gained a level. I got some gold, but I cannot spend it because I am a prisoner. Can I go this way? I don't think I can go up this way anymore. Nope, stuck. Okay, so looking at this always reminded me of like a duck with talons for some reason. I don't know why. I don't know what that is or means. Uh-oh, some bad guys here. Narsh, is it Narshi? Narsha? Narsha! Ow. How dare you? Heal Force! We are the Heal Force. Lobo, which is Spanish for angry dog. See, that's what we're trying. Already, we're back. We're back to P-Plays and the stupid jokes that I always make that will never get old to me because honestly, the P-Plays is all about. Whoa, there's so many things. Bioblood Confuser. Tech missile. Wait, did she get more things because she leveled up? That's interesting. Can I go this way? I cannot go this way. Can I go this way? I can't. Haha, they're making you do it. That's another thing I've been paying a lot of attention to in some games that I've been playing. We got him trapped! Pincer attack. Is how games teach you the game. And that's something that I learned from watching Ego Raptor videos. Ego Raptor, better known as Aaron Hansen, of Game Grumps. Talking about the way that games like teach you to play the game. I'm going to sneeze eventually. It's going to come right out of my face. Oh no! Oh no! I just pulled my headphones out. Is that gonna mess everything up? Oh, I hope not. Audio input capture. Okay, I think we're good. That's never happened. Dude, we're back. P-Plays is back. We're doing all kinds of P-Plays things. Talking about how the game gets you to accomplish what the game wants you to accomplish, and one of these ways is sort of like directing you in ways that make certain choices intuitive by making them the only possible choice. So it's like presenting you an array of choices that aren't actually choices. They all kind of funnel into the same thing. So it's kind of like a flow chart. Oh, you know what I should do? Heal Force. Kind of like a flow chart that ends up in the same place every time. And that's kind of what happens here. Like, they kind of force you in one direction. They kind of force you to figure out what these things are. They teach you the pincer attack. Ooh, that Bioblast move is good. They give you an opportunity to kind of learn what these things are, because these are losable battles, but like you would really, really have to struggle to lose them, and because you learn them quickly enough, even if you have no experience in an RPG, if you die, you kind of don't really lose that much. You kind of get another chance to go into it. So I just think that's really interesting, and something that I'm kind of watching out for a little bit more in the beginnings of games, like how the game teaches you the game. Where rat? It's not. Is that anything? I don't think so. Bioblast. Bioblast. Brought to you by Johnson & Johnson. Yeah, so I think this one, even when I first played this was one of the first RPGs that I played, because really the only RPG that I played when I was a kid, like in the era of Super Nintendo, was Super Mario RPG. So I kind of had an idea about, wait, can I use... I don't think I can. Now I gotta do all my healing in battle. Nope, just say no to tutorials. Look at Biggs and Wedge. Look at those handsome gentlemen. Did I say it? Okay, I did. That's the save noise. Yeah, what's happening here? Are you guys gonna bust it down? I'll handle this. I'm Biggs. Boom! Ha ha ha! I smashed into it instead of you. We won't hand over the Esper. Uh-oh. Okay, and then we got the tutorial battle, which kind of gives you, like, narratively gives you an understanding of how fights are going to go. And what I think is interesting about this concept is it teaches you the timed battle system, like the idea that the battle is not like in some of the games before. I think most of the games before, there was something like timed battle in 4 and 5. It wasn't very different, but it like worked differently. They're teaching you how the timed battle thing works by having this sort of like on again, off again monster, that there is a penalty for not timing it properly. What is it? Let's get that boy up. Still, oh mate, I don't know if... Oh dear. Okay, so don't attack. Let's just heal. I don't know if this is the best boss theme. It's gotta be close, man. I don't like, because honestly, FF7 boss theme, stellar. I don't know if it's as good as this. I can... Oh yeah, I can just defend. But I can skip, there we go. Okay. Let's use Ice Beam on this guy now. Alright, let's do it. No! Oh no, this is gonna really hurt. Choo choo choo! Oh! Okay, that's not what I wanted. Doggone. Ah, well. Bad timing by me. This stinks because that means she doesn't get the experience. I don't know how much that's going to affect. Oh, he's slow because a blue bald man morphed onto his body. I don't think I have any way to bring people back. Do I have like a resurrect force? I don't. Nope. Okay. Let's grip it. Rip it. Our friend is back. And by friend, I mean the giant monster trying to kill us. Biggs and Wedge getting their work in. There we go. Well, that stinketh that I'm not getting that experience, but it's not like I'm doing a speed run. If you've ever watched a speed run of this, my favorite is by, well, Puexel has a really good one, and then Essentia and Mr. MV do a really good one that are both live. So they're not like world record attempts. They're live attempts that have sort of like safeties built in and everything, but they're just really fun. Oh, come on! Well, she's still perished. Nice. I wish I could bring my friend back to life. She is perished. Alright, here's the Esper. Yeah, this is the frozen Esper. I'm Biggs. I am Klaus. Harmon, how are you? I am Klaus. Try talk. There's the Esper theme. 2, 3, 4. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. There it is. It's in 7/8. That's the time signature, I think. Friend of the show, Patrick, who has much more education in the musics, will correct me if I'm wrong. But he'll do it in a really nice way because he's just a lovely person. The frozen creature began emitting a light. I feel like this was... I mean, I know that there are certain limitations, but I feel like that wasn't a great way to send them out, right? Like, you wanted some sort of, like, zap or something, not, oh, Tritalk can just make people disapparate, right? I wish that had been a little bit more creative, but I don't know. I think you could have brought more suspense of that moment if you had had them eliminated by Tritalk's lightning, and then when Tritalk's lightning happens to Terra, you're like, oh no! Hello? Where am I? Whoa! And I only just removed the crown. Oh, head hurts. I'm going to kneel on the ground like this. Hey! It's this crown. It controlled you. Well, that stinks. I don't know who I am right now. Oh, sorry, man. A mysterious young woman controlled by the Empire and born with the gift of magic. Born with the gift of magic. Hurt. There we go. What did I name her in my first game? Did I name her Gina? I was gonna be like, I'll name her Gina Christina. Well, one, is not enough characters, and two, I think I may have already named her Gina in a previous playthrough. What's a really good... What if... I'm doing it. What if I named all the characters after Final Fantasy VII characters just to make nerds' heads go, ugh? Okay. I think we gotta go with that. My name is Eris, or possibly Aerith. No one really knows. Look a dog. Give us back the girl in the Empire's Magitech armor. They just had the Magitech armor sitting around? Use the Magitech armor! Open the door. We want the girl. She's an officer of the Empire. Ah, I don't know what's going on. Don't do it. I gotta get you out of here. I don't have time to explain. Over here. Make your way out through the mines. I'll keep them occupied. Okay. Let's check. Equip. What do I have? We got a knife, buckler, hat, armor. All right. Wish I had more of that. She's up there! Ah! Wish I had the walking shoes so I was not so slow. I wish I knew how to go through these caves. I know I have to go. Oh, that's not a spot. Save point. Biggs and Wedge, no longer with us. Excuse me! It's gonna be Repo Man! Give me a good little Repo Man. Well, never mind, not anymore! Hey Google, stop! That scared the ever living out of me! Oh my gosh! Oh! You have no idea the abject terror that will grip you if you are in your house by yourself and you say words and then all of a sudden you hear a voice that is not yours also saying words. Oh man, I about peed my pants. Like, oh my goodness. Apparently my little smart speaker was like, I know what you're trying to say. I know what you want. You want to hear about this? No, I don't. I also want you to give me back the 7 years off the end of my life that you scared out of me. Oh, holy moly. That was... Whew. Now, one thing that does not happen in this game is... Wait, 250, I don't need that right now. That does not happen in this game is you do not refill your magic points and hit points when you level up. Which, I mean, that's a bit of a bummer, to be completely honest with you, but, I don't know, what are you gonna do? This is easy mode, just, mash A. Except it's gonna take 2. Ping! Haha! Return of Ping! Oh, that's great. Okay, which... That's not it. Let's go this way. Repo Man and Paper right, they're bad guys, and I will crush them with my knife. With all my knife is what I said. With all my might? I don't know. I mean, I will use my might to use the knife. Ow! Got her! Oh no! And then guess what? And bye! She's gonna fall on the ground today. She's not feeling real good. No way! Dead. And that's it. We beat the game. Oh, no, wait. Memories! Practically own you. This is interesting. I think there's a lot of story in this particular game that has to do with choice and autonomy and will and what we might describe as sort of like inalienable rights might be one sort of language used to describe that. We might talk about like the ideas of consent, right? Because this memory right here like should be really troubling to us, not just from the perspective of like, oh, here is a science fiction story or a fantasy story in which there's like, oh no, someone's being mind controlled, right? I think that mind control in fantasy and science fiction, one, is a bit of a used up trope. It certainly is in Final Fantasy. Remember Final Fantasy IV, where every plot twist is just someone being mind controlled? Well, I think that when that occurs, what we should be thinking about is the violation of consent of that individual. And not honestly because I think that there's anything like intrinsically, transcendentally about that person that like makes it right. Like I don't think that we have some sort of like magical thing inside us. It's because we view humans as being worthy of not doing that to them. And when we stop doing that, the reason it's a problem is, to me, is not just because we've like ignored something that is like transcendentally there, but it's because we've changed the way we think about things in a way that like damages the world. I've been reading a lot of Heidegger recently, and he's all about like, dude, let being appear. Would he be? I don't know that he would necessarily be Cloud. I'm gonna scratch my shoulder here for a second. Is Locke Cloud? I don't know. Who else would he be? Let's do it, right? Like Cloud. I've been reading a lot of Heidegger recently, and he's all about just like, dude, let being appear, right? Stop screwing with it and making being be what you want it to be, and let it appear to you, and then you respond to it. And I think that there's something to that with like what we think about the human spirit and will, and like what we end up calling a soul, or someone's will or inalienable rights, is the appearance of, wow, this person is here, and it seems like they're the kind of thing in the world, person in the world, that we should like not violently control. And to me, that's just a much more compelling vision of like why it should be the case that we shouldn't mind control people than, oh, well, they have a soul, or, well, oh, they have an inalienable right to not be mind controlled. Well, we can abstract to that, but the thing that's like right in front of us, we don't ever see a soul. We don't ever see someone's inalienable rights, right? We come up with that idea after observing something, and the thing that we observe is, this person appears to me to be the kind of thing that like does their own thing, that I would have to grab and mangle for me to make them do what I want them to do. Like that happens first, and then we end up getting something that we call rights of the soul or whatever, which are not bad. They're good ways of imagining what it is that being sort of appears. Use us to say, just say no to tutorials. Let's do this. Let's make this Incepting episode a little bit longer. How do we switch? Yeah, there we go. Okay, we're about to get some battles on here. Kushu, Kurin, Kuru, Kamog. Let's just punch him. We don't gotta do. Oh no! Oh no! Oh, my sweet children! Oh! Oh, you know what I should remember to do? Unequip some of these weapons, maybe? I wonder if I can? Oh, wait, no. I forget how to do it. I don't think I can do it. Oh, yeah! Oh, I can't. Darn. Okay, well. I thought maybe I could unequip some of their weapons and then, like, use them later. But the game is not allowing me to do that. Please don't use that blizzard move again. That was pretty brutal. Well, that's good old Mog. We're gonna see Mog return. So anyway, I think the reason that we do that is because we see something in a person first. One of the criticisms that both Husserl and Heidegger make, Edmund Husserl was Martin Heidegger's like teacher, basically. Oh, this is gonna really hurt. Oh no. They were both like, hey, kind of the way that we respond to being, to like the world, is a way that makes us act like how we measure the world is the way the world is. Ooh, that was cool. I like that. Oh, you know what I can do? I can unequip Mog's thing, I think. How do I... there it is. Good. And then I can give him the thing. And then he'll do this thing. Then I will... Ouch! Okay. Poison frog. Oh, that's a little move. That's a little move that he does. Oh, that was awesome. That ruled. Please die. Okay. They both thought that like stuff becomes how we measure it, basically. And like that's not the best way. Is there one dude that I have to sneak past, or is that a later battle? Nope, this is the guy. This is gonna be a boss battle. Yeah. The way that we measure things becomes the thing itself, and that's not... Oh, rats. That's not how being really is, right? Like, we don't look at a stick and think, oh, it's... the being of this thing is that it is 8 inches, or something like that, right? Man, I really wish Cloud could come back. Jiminy Christmas! This is going very poorly. Oh, my darling. Oh, my darling. Oh, my darling, I am dead. Please don't. Please. Oh! Oh, no! Oh, no! Oh, no. I feel like, please don't. I'm dead. It's over. I feel like I came into this to a foot. Oh, wait. I still got my other boyos. Oh, okay. Well, let's... Gee whiz. Does Mog have Healy skills? Is one of them called Healing Everyone? Oh, great. Now I'm out of things. I guess I'll leave that for the... Well... Crumble Beans. I wonder if he does charge because his dogs are gone. We'll see if that is the case. That does the same damage in the back row. Oh, leave him alone! Oh! Oh, dude straight up disappeared. Ah, he's in a net. Caught in a net. That was a really bad. Okay, he's immune to ID. Instant death. Apparently he is not. Wow, that turned around really fast. I forgot that I had a chance with multiple groups. So I was like, oh, I'm going to have to go all the way back. And then I did it. And then that thing happened, and I was like, there's no way he's just going to let me, like, Zord that dude into oblivion. But they did. Alright, wow. Fun. Anyway, a stick is not its measurements. The being of the stick is in its appearing as a stick. Right? I don't know why I picked a stick. Let's use a tree, right? The being of the tree is not that I measured it, that it weighs this long, that weighs this much, that it's been around this long. The being of the tree is in its appearance to me as a tree. That it blows in the wind, that I can lean on it, that it's shade from the sun. Like, that's the being of the tree. And when I forget that that's the being of the tree, I start to think of things as stuff just to be measured and used. Heidegger calls this standing reserve, like the idea that stuff is just there for me to use it up. And when we think about things in the world that way, I think it also makes us start to think about people in the world that way. Because people become like things, especially when they're remote from me. That's, I think, a much more rich, compelling version of the violation of consent that mind control is than she had an inalienable right not to be mind controlled. So let's go here. This is a classroom. We're going to answer your questions. I don't need my questions answered. I just want to use your little Healy bucket. Is this the Healy bucket? Yeah, it is! Let's get out on the overworld. Then we can save our game. Then that'll be the end of the episode. Alright. Hey, this was fun. I'm glad we're getting back into this. I'm glad I'm having fun doing this. It felt really good to be back. I hope you guys enjoy it. We'll see you next time on PETEPLAYS. Bye, guys.